Hello, hello, hello everybody. So, no intro. I still haven't sorted out my intros. I'm going to have to get like some sort of recording device, I reckon, Louise.
Just do it like you did it before.
It doesn't work since I upgraded to iOS 18.3 or whatever it was. So I have to get an old phone and do it. That's an idea. Use one of the old phones from downstairs. Okay, how's everyone doing today? Good, I'm glad you could all see me. Do you have your microphone on?
I do.
Well, excellent. So can you all hear me? And obviously, can you hear, oh,
Can
Louise's
you hear me?
head's topped off. You've grown, Louise.
No, I don't think so.
You've gone a little bit taller. There you go. You're there. Okay. Can everyone hear us? Hope you all can. Happy
Yes.
Monday. I'm glad we're on to February. January was an extremely long month, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it's still a month, isn't it?
Yeah, but
It's still, it's just
it's the, I know,
Just be
but it went
grateful.
on and it went on. And when is it going to end?
yeah, but don't wish your life away, Andrew.
No, it's very true. It's very true.
And it was the same length as every other January we've ever had in the past.
But other Januaries...
You're
have-
60 years on this earth now. You should be
I
used to the
haven't-
length
I'm
of a
not-
January, shouldn't you?
I'm not 60 yet. Thank you very
a few
much.
more weeks.
A few more months to go yet.
A few more weeks.
Month. Oh yeah. No, months.
Yeah.
Month and a half. Ish. Month and a half. Good. I'm glad everyone's doing well and the sound is sounding good. We were up, and we still haven't done the reel. We were up in Birmingham yesterday
Yes.
at the Spring Fair.
The 75th. I did not know it had been going that long
75th,
until we
no.
attended yesterday.
Exactly. It was good. It was good. Nice day. It absolutely flew by. The jewellery hall was better than what it has been. But not going back to previous years, admittedly. So we went around, we ordered some new stock for the shop.
We did.
We had a free Laura Ashley hamper, which Jasmine was very taken with.
She snaffled that up, isn't she, I
had,
think?
yeah, I think that's hers. And we ordered some other bits and pieces as well. There's going to be social media posts, nothing to do with At The Bench, but actual just the shop work. We're just trying to, you know, broaden our horizons and get down with the kids.
Yeah, just having a little bit of a refurb and a good old clear out, which the shop's been here in 38 years.
Yes.
So, and you don't like throwing things away. So we've had a really big
Clear out.
sort out.
Yes.
So that's good.
Yes, we're having the shop painted inside and out. We've moved counters around. We're having new desks, consultation area. We're doing the window out. We're going to have a monitor in the window playing films that we're going to be producing, advertising, that sort of thing.
Well, I think movement in the window is a good idea, isn't it? Because it kind of
It really
attracts
is.
people's...
Yes.
We're having a Greggs as well. We're having a
Well, we
Greggs.
don't know yet.
Well, we are, aren't we?
We don't know whether
over the road.
Greggs.
So it's kind of like, well, there's going to be footfall there, and if we need to really maximise what's happening in the window now, because people are in there waiting for their, I don't know, bacon roll or coffee or hanging
whatever
about
it
in
be.
Greggs or queuing, they're going to be looking out the window, and what they're going to see?
They're going to see moving films.
They're going to see a beautiful window, hopefully, and they're going to be tempted across.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so-
the idea.
We've been buying counters, we've been buying chairs, lots of things.
Yeah.
It's been a busy day today. So yeah, so it's all been good, lots of good. The fair was good, it was quite buoyant. We had a chat with quite a few people. We saw the National Association of Jewellers up there. We had a chat with them
Always
for a
lovely
little
having a chat with
while. Saw Belinda Morris, the editor of the Jeweller magazine as well. Had a chat with her. And it was good, wasn't it? It was
Yeah, it
Jasmine's
was
first
good.
trip. She
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Went to see some family afterwards.
Yeah,
So,
saw some friends as well at the show, so that
Yeah.
was lovely.
Yep, had a coffee with them. So yeah, it's all good. We loved it, and the day absolutely flew by. Usually you wandered around the jewellery hall in an hour, 2 hours, then you're wondering what to do. But we could have stayed there for a bit longer and looked around some of the other halls, couldn't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It was really good.
There was
really
lots of everything.
Mm.
There was some jewellery there. Not an awful lot.
good. No.
Well, no, not really. I didn't see any tool suppliers.
No.
But I think it is very much a retail-focused show, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It didn't used to be. Well, it did used to be, but there used to be. But that was before I came into the industry. That I hear people talking about years ago when it was the best show around. And it is a great show.
Yes.
But it depends on what you're after, and we were retail focused. We had that head on when we went in there.
I think the majority of the show it has always been retail focused. Yes, it's had some tools there, but yeah, it caters for all sorts, doesn't it?
We didn't see much else.
No.
But yeah, we had a good day.
We
had
did.
a nice day out. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Good day out, and we're looking forward to Olympia now in September for the next show, and that's going to be even better, I think. The Spring Fair is getting better.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see it get better and better.
Yeah.
Super. Okay, anything else we need to say? Don't forget, Monday, this coming Monday, there's going to be a workshop all about torque bangles. Someone's asked me if I can demonstrate a sinusoidal stake. I don't have one, but I've got Delrin stakes that we're going to be using. That's going to be on Monday at 2 p.m. So next Monday there is no Q&A. It's going to be a workshop. It's all about I was going to say like start again. It's going to be all about torque bangles. It's going to be £15 if you're not a member of At the Bench, or if you're a member of At the Bench, it is completely free of charge. More information going out now over the next couple of days for that. So stay tuned. If you want to have information regarding all the workshops, simply go on to At the Bench, register as a Freeview member. You then will be notified of all the Freeview films, and also be notified when the workshops are on as well. So it's a good way of staying in touch with what we are doing. How's that? Anything else we need to say, Louise?
I don't think so, no.
Anything that's been happening? No. It's just non-stop. It's just busy, isn't it?
It's good, isn't it?
It is.
It's good.
I'd like to take it a bit easier now. I'm getting old.
Well, do then.
But you never know. Okay, so it is Monday. Did you have the questions lined up?
Okay.
Yeah? Do you have the questions? Okay, so it is for... Why was it Friday?
It's Monday. It's still Monday.
Monday, wishing the week away now. It's Monday the 3rd of February. Hooray, we're into February. It's going to be a short month. February the 3rd, and we are having, I don't understand either, having a Q&A. Come on, let's answer a question.
Let's have a Q&A.
Come on, let's have a Q&A.
I feel much the same this week as I did last week. Anyway, David, do you use shot plates at all? Yes, we do. There's a whole workshop. It's about 3 hours long on shot plates and impression dies. In fact, I'll find it and I'll put it in the chat through the link because it was brilliant.
Yes.
But yeah, they're great fun.
Yes, we use a company called Gemina. Gemina.co.uk, Gemina. We have an awful lot of shot plates that are up on the box up on the wall there. Very good. You can get shot plates. They will even make shot plates for you. Obviously, a bit more of an increased price. But if you put a request in to say, I want this, and quite a few people actually want the same as what you're after, they will then make up shot plates for stock. So Louise is just going to pop that into the chat. So that has been done for you. That is the link to our 3-hour workshop talking all about shot plates, how to use them, whether you're going to stamp them, use the hand hydraulic press, or whether you're going to be using the bench big 20-ton hydraulic press. We cover all that as well, and also what to do with them. So you can check that out in the chat. As I said, if you're an At the Bench member, it's free of charge. If you're not an At the Bench member, they are £15, 15, to have access to the film. Very good. Yes, Louise.
Let's see. Oh, Sandra's wearing her At the Bench hoodie as well today. Yay! Good. Donald had fun this week rolling out some gold scraps with my cheapo rolling mill, and then lost the ingot on the floor. That's my party piece as well, isn't it?
Oh yes,
do you know
it
what?
Always happens.
I've had some glasses made at the opticians, and they're essentially an optivisor. I took the optivisor to the opticians, and I said, "Can you put these into glasses? Not the actual lenses, but make me glasses which do this, because I don't like having it around my... It sounds a bit shallow, but it squashes my hair, and if I've got to go somewhere after work, anyway." So they were like, yeah, that's fine. So I've got these glasses, and they're great for close up, but the minute I stop looking close up, I've got no spatial awareness whatsoever, because they're And I can't do that. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm just moaning now.
No.
So, yeah, I drop things a lot. I walk into things. My legs are absolutely covered in bruises from where I just walk into furniture where I don't take these glasses off. It's just,
because
yeah, not
the advantage
great.
of like the Optivisor, it's here, but I can still see down here, so I can still see my legs, and all I've got magnified is this little area.
Yeah, it seemed like a really good idea. I thought I was being really smart having those glasses made. It seemed like a really good idea.
It seemed
at the
a good
time.
idea.
Didn't solve my problem. Well, it solved my problem, but it's given me a load of other problems. Anyway, there we are.
Very good.
So yeah, that's why I drop a lot of things, I think, because I'm just...
You can't see.
I look elsewhere and I'm just disorientated. Good. Jill says, I have a new sandbag. Do I need to condition it or bash it?
You shouldn't have to. I know the leather is quite hard when you get it. It depends on what one you get. We sell them that are like a suede leather, so it's like a suede on the outside, so it's nice and soft. But I know, in fact, I just threw a sandbag away because it is split and all the sand's coming out. You don't have to condition it. The more you're going to bash it, it's like, I don't have one here actually, it's like a rawhide mallet. It gets better the more you use it. So the more you hammer into the sandbag, the more you're going to wear the leather to become nice and soft. You can go along and hit it with a hammer and just to try and soften it and make it a bit more pliable, but there's no real reason to do it. It'll just get softer as you keep on going. Yes, Louise.
Okay. Are they actual leather?
Yes, they are.
Can you get vegan jewellery tools? I suppose you can, can't you? I suppose you just don't buy the rawhide and the...
Yeah, you buy rubber mallets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Answered my own question there. Okay. Julia says, how do you keep your schedule warm enough to stop tools getting cold and condensation? My Oxycon has stopped working and was very damp on the back, so I think I need background heating. Yeah, I try not to leave my tools in the schedule. I've got this, it's big, I think it's a makeup trolley, isn't it, off of Amazon. So I can just bring them into the house for the winter, or just pack it all up and get them out of there. So the Shedio is, I've got just the basics in the Shedio. Yeah. So everything packs into this trolley.
It'd be a good idea to put some sort of packets of like silica gel in there as well that will absorb it. But this would be, you can buy greenhouse heaters, and they are simply little tubes. In fact, we got one downstairs under the window because it's
we must remember to turn that off.
Keep it on.
All night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Leave it on all day and all night, yeah. So it is just purely like a round white tube.
Hang on, I'm not allowed the heating on in there, but you're heating the window.
Have you felt how warm it is? It just keeps things above 0. That's all it does. There's no, you can't go, oh, that's nice and warm. No, you go, is it on? Is it on?
Just go and work under the window, shall I?
Is it on? So it's called a greenhouse like electric heater, and it is simply a tube. You can buy the tubes in different lengths. You plug them into the electric, and they don't keep it warm. They just stop anything that's in there freezing, obviously, for the plants. So that is what we got under our window, because it is a little bit damp. The building's hundreds of years old, and I don't know why, but it's always been just that slightly very cold to the touch and perhaps a bit damp. So we've got one under a window, and all it does is just have a very, very slight heat coming from it, and it's supposed to be left on all day and all night, where we are anyway, and it will just gently stop any sort of condensation. That's what I would use.
Yeah, that would be good then, wouldn't it?
But obviously if you're going to actually have your makeup trolley, I think we paid about £60–65. A simple makeup trolley, it's on wheels, there's a top compartment that comes off, the next one comes off, and there's containers and there's spaces and there's little dividers in that you can put your tools in, but put some silica gel and packets inside as well to absorb the moisture.
The only thing that's rusted, because I did leave everything in there a bit longer than I should have when things got cold, and my ring mandrel went. Yes. So but I can just clean that off. Yeah. But I suppose if everything goes rusty, then you've got a big problem. Haven't you?
You have, yes. I suppose what you could do is just get a little bit of 3-in-1 oil, a little bit of oil, WD-40, and just wipe it on the tools from time to time. It's not going to hamper or hinder your work. it'll just stop them from rusting. There'll be the moisture getting on them, causing them to rust as well.
Yeah. Creepy crawlies out.
Yes. That's another question.
AR Opals says, what lens do you use on your visor?
Okay, so the majority of times it's a +4 or a +5. A +4 will double the magnification, and we've got a 7 downstairs, which increases the magnification about 3.5 times, so it's a lot closer. But what you've got to realize, and a lot of people say, well, I'll go for that 3.5, I'll go for a 7, I'll go for an 8, because I really want to get really close. The problem is, as you wear it, okay, so this is a 4, and sort of it'll focus to here. This is the nearest I can go, but I can still work down to that sort of distance, okay? And all of this is in focus, okay? Now, if I had a visor with greater magnification, you would find that you would have to be nearer to the lens, but only a short little distance will be in focus. So you don't have that focal length, that focal distance that is going to be obviously in focus. And the problem is then is that when you are piercing, I've got my saw. When you're piercing with, say, a number 7, you've got to be so close to the peg when you're sawing, it hits you in the head. So that's the reason why a 7 is great if you're doing some setting when you need to be close and nothing is really coming towards you. You're just simply working like this. But anything more powerful than a 5, you're going to be hitting yourself in the head. So a 4 is what we usually use, a 4 or a 5 for sort of everyday use. Yes, Louise.
Okay, Donald says, what do you use the bag for mostly? I think that's the sandbag.
The sandbag, yeah. So we often put our steel blocks on it, and it absorbs the sound, it absorbs the banging noise, so it's not going to make that noise that's going to give you a ringing in your ear. It deadens the sound because there's a bit of slight give in it. You can use it if you want to have say some copper or some silver and you want to make a nice sort of dome into it. You don't want to use a dome in punch because it's too rigid. There's sharp edges, but you can use a sandbag to put your metal on the top. You can then get perhaps a rubber faced mallet or Delrin or plastic ended mallet, nice and round, and you can bash it into the sandbag. And obviously the sandbag will give that little bit of support, but also it'll give slightly. So you should be able to shape metal on the sandbag. They use it for things like chasing and repousse work or all that sort of thing as well. So yeah, they are handy to have, especially if you're hammering all the time. Steel block on it, it just deadens the sound. Yes.
Good. Good. David says, I watched the arc of the fall as the ingot disappeared down a crack in the wooden floor of my workshop shed. That happened to me. Do you remember the labradorite, i.e. the pear-shaped?
Yes.
It was the first pear-shaped one I've done, and I was really proud of it.
Yes.
Because it didn't have a crinkly point, did I, or anything like
very
that.
Very good,
it was
wasn't it?
Oh my God, look at this.
Yes.
Came out of the shedio, put it in your hand, slipped between your fingers, didn't it? Straight down underneath the decking.
And the decking, yes. So I was there with a drill and screwing all the decking, lifting the board up. Put your hand under the decking to get it back. But
I don't know what became of it after that, to be honest.
It is a bit of a problem. This is a problem with the shedio. There's a floor in it, but also the previous people had put like a decking in there. So yeah, there are gaps between, so you got to look out for. And even in the shop here, there's sort of gaps between the floor and some of the skirting boards, and we've lost one earring underneath that gap. We've lost goodness knows what between the floor and the skirting boards. So whoever takes over this building when we go, if they strip,
I'm getting that floor up before we go, boy. That's coming with us.
If they strip
that's going for refining.
Well, the floor will come up and go to refining. Yes, but yeah. But you will lose things. It'll always go. And the usual thing is that when perhaps I'm polishing a nice diamond stud, you've got it in your hand, you've got your flex shaft, and suddenly you lose grip and it goes, and it just takes off. Then you look, then you can't see it, but then you start to listen, And do you know what? Inevitably, it'll go under the sink. So we've got a sink on legs, the unit, and it will go underneath. And we do find things, obviously, afterwards. But yeah, they'll always end up.
Have you ever had anything just literally vanish on its way to the floor? I've had that a couple of times. That's happened to me.
Yeah, sometimes you don't hear it.
You don't hear it, and then it's just nowhere. You're just like, it's vanished on its way.
And then you look around and you go, okay, so what would it have landed on that would not have made a sound? And sometimes it's actually in your flipping lap.
Yeah.
Or on your trousers or something.
I looked for a piece of metal the other day because I'd was resizing a ring and it was quite a big piece I took out, and I was obviously going to return it to the customer, and I was like, oh my God, looked everywhere, spent like 20-30 minutes just looking for it. It was on my shoulder. It had pinged off, it had stuck to my woolly jumper on. So only when I looked in the mirror I was like, oh God, I'm wearing it.
Nice one, I like it.
Yeah, I'll tell you about that one. Good. Helen says, I had contemplated similar glasses. I wear normal corrective glasses, then reading glasses with optivisors on top. Frightened a few delivery men answering the door wearing them. Helen says, have you done any free casting of silver, such as water casting, spaghetti casting, broom casting, chickpea casting, etc.? If you do, if so, do you have any tips for what you can use?
Okay, so I haven't done broom, I haven't done spaghetti casting. I've done water casting, and it is experimental because, especially with the water casting, it depends on how far you're pouring. In fact, I've done an At the Bench film. There's like 2 films on water casting, and I've done various scenarios, pouring it from different heights, pouring it gently, pouring it faster, and we show you all the results on how the silver has turned out. So I would say you need to practice with your silver at say a low height, perhaps say 6 inches, pouring it into water. Perhaps try it from 12 inches, pouring it into water, or into the end of a broom, or into spaghetti, or whatever it would be, and just practice to see which height is going to be best. Perhaps if you're doing it into water and perhaps it's too low, you may not get the right shapes, but that distance may work well if you're dropping it into something a bit harder, like spaghetti, something like that. Because if you drop it from a high height, you may find it'll hit the spaghetti and it'll splash. So perhaps a different height would be different for every type of material you're pouring your silver into. So I can't really give you any exact specifics, but you just need to go and practice into pouring the silver into whatever it would be, from different heights, different speeds, fast or just slow, and to see how it all comes up. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm ready for another question.
Oh, okay. All right. How far did I get?
Have I ever contemplated?
Yes. I put M4 green. I put a small oil-filled radiator and a dehumidifier, which helps condensation.
Oh, there we go. Good idea. Good idea. Because again, you can buy the paraffin heaters that you put into greenhouses as well. And the problem with paraffin is that it gives out water when it burns, so that isn't a good thing to do, really. So, yeah, I think an electric heater would be best. One of these tubes, and they are very good. They give very, very gentle heat. Yes, Lou.
Good. I've got a photo from Janet. Can I show it? Have you got the lead?
No. Oh. I have not.
Is it here though?
I will take a look, shall I?
Because Janet's made a beautiful spaghetti ring.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Loads of mistakes, so don't enlarge the pic. But you can show. But it's absolutely beautiful, Janet. So I'd love to show it.
I need to. I'm just following my. Sorry, was I
so
in your anyway? There, sorry, Louise.
Yeah, we've just got your.
Just lost you now, my darling. Okay, this lead here. Where does this lead go? Ah, there it is. There.
Oh, brilliant! Thank you very much.
There you go. It's that one there.
I can never remember which side this plugs in.
So,
is that the right one? Yes.
Good.
Whew. There. Okay.
Can I
Great.
show?
So did you actually cast
May I
the
show?
dried... spaghetti, Janet. How did you...
Can we enlarge it?
Well, Janet said no.
Oh, we can't enlarge it.
No. Don't enlarge pick, but you can show.
Flash in. There we go. Okay.
Yeah. Isn't it cool?
Very good.
It's an amethyst and synthetic ruby spaghetti ring. Would I make another for sure? I've made loads of mistakes, but I also learnt loads. But it's still a very wearable prototype. Cool. Maybe next one using slightly thicker wire and trying to space the tube settings a bit better.
Okay.
I was just thinking, of course she didn't cast the spaghetti. She's used wire, isn't she?
Yeah, usually you pour the molten metal into the ends of spaghetti.
Yeah, what did you do, Janet? I just... Oh, and it comes out in strings. Oh, I'm confused.
Okay.
It's lush. I love it, Janet.
It's a spaghetti ring, but not spaghetti cast.
Oh, I see.
It's just different shapes.
Spaghetti style.
Yes.
Right. Fab. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm being a bit slow, aren't I?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Great. Okay. So am I okay to? I'm not. Okay. Good.
It's on you now.
Cool. Yeah,
Yes.
I love it.
Very good.
I love it, Janet. It's wicked.
Very good.
Good. Lush.
More for radiator.
Charlene is saying, can you discuss some of the new jewellery trends you saw in Italy? Colours, metal sizes, etc.
Okay, so there wasn't an awful lot of innovative designs. I think everybody has been playing it safe, haven't they?
Yeah,
really?
I noticed a lot of enamelling.
There was a lot of enamelling.
Seemed to be, this is the thing, I'm kind of like drawn to the things that we like, I think.
Yes.
And I should remember to keep more of an objective head on when we go to places like this. But I like big jewellery, I like chunky jewellery, I like interesting textures, and I like colour.
Yes.
So that's what I noticed.
That's what you look
but
for,
I did
basically.
notice there was enamel, and I noticed the use of big cabochons.
Yes.
I thought that was a thing. Emerald,
nice.
sapphire, ruby, traditional stones.
Traditional
The
stones seem to be
traditional
coming
precious
back.
stone,
Yeah.
precious stones. I know we've moved away from these descriptions now of mere precious and semi-precious, but big cabochons, like tutti frutti, bubblegummy type stones, weren't they? Really, really cool looking.
Really good. Yeah, we did like them.
Yeah.
There was less, because last year we went, there was a lot of coral last year.
Yeah.
But there's only one or two people with coral. Yeah, I think there's always a call for sort of a lot of parve work as well, quite ornate. And as you say, everyone seems to be going back to the emeralds, the rubies, the sapphires. There was quite a few rings, quite traditional style rings, with the centre stone of being the emeralds or the rubies or the diamond, emeralds, rubies, sapphires, and then just with the diamonds around the outside. Perhaps they're parve set or set like halo wise. So there was an awful lot of that. I can't really think of anything else that really caught my attention. There were some lovely, because those were in the big halls, but then we went into the smaller halls, and there was lots of big, incredible, shaped, textured pieces, but you turn them over and they were completely hollow with a nice decorative back into it. And there's an awful lot of texture involved with those shapes, wasn't there? Bulbous shapes with enamel, all the lovely different colours, enamels, reds, and there's greens, and there was like applied decoration, whether it was in the enamel or the enamel was put around the outside of that as well. And that was really nice. What was that? SK something, can't remember that company.
What was the name of the designer that I really liked? And I saw them last year, and they were there again this year. It'll come to me later. I'll tell you next week. But it was like very nautically themes, a little bit like Seaman Sheps in its styles.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Just trying to find what we saw.
What was it? I'll remember next week. But that was one of my favourites that I saw.
There was.
It was in the Fine Jewellery Hall.
I don't know. Don't know. I can show this. Let me see if I can quickly show you this. This was what I was on about with the. Is this going to show? It's not going to show, is it? Why isn't it going to show? There we go. So this was something that we really liked. This is what I was talking about with the enamel. As you can see here, we got like a balloon, a fish, and the enamel's been put on to that. Some elephants, some penguins or whatever. And there was an awful lot of this sort of style of triple chains, more chains. But this style that we really liked, this was like that bulbous heart in red, and there was sort of in earrings as well. And these were really nice as well, and obviously the same sort of designs without the enamel on as well. But this was really lovely. A lot of silver and gold plated as well that was on that. We quite like that. That was always a good one. As you can see, here we go. There's more here. These bulbous hearts, these chains. As you can see, that's Louise pointing at this one. There we go. So these were gorgeous, gorgeous pearls with Baroque pearls in between, simply just attached with the decoration like that. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to go to. If I go on to the next picture, that's a picture of you. And there's a picture of me as well there. Yeah, so there's lots of... I was Louise doing some work. Yeah, so there was lots of bits of pieces there. Very, very safe. I think there was nothing new there at all, was it, that we saw?
Well, what's new now, though?
Exactly.
That's the
Nothing
thing,
really innovative, was it?
Well, we talked about the tools. There's lots of innovation in the tools hall.
Yes. Absolutely. So yeah, so that's what we saw. But obviously every country is going to be different, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Louise, let's have another question.
Joan is saying, how can you pierce on a dome, not on a flat sheet? I understand that there is a lot of maths involved. Any tips to keep symmetry?
Oh, wow. I think it would be a good idea if you laid out the design before you domed it. For instance, say you were wanting to pierce, say you had, there's your dome, okay, this, and you wanted to pierce out, say for argument's sake, this sort of shape, yep, and you just repeat it on the other side. So instead of trying to mark this out symmetrical on the dome, I would, on your disc of paper, okay, you can work out what size piece of metal you need to make a specific size dome. We have a film on YouTube actually that tells you the equation that you need if you want a dome that is so high by so wide. You need to start off with a disc so big, okay? So then all you got to do then on here, you can sort of lay out a border, which is going to be this. Then you sort of have your center. And if you wanted 4 of those, the easiest thing to do is to put like that, like that, like that, and then work on the widths that you want across here, like that, like that. So these are the lines here. You then can sort of come along and just do this, come down to here and just draw that. Yep, so that would be, yeah, like that, like that. So now, once you've marked this out, okay, you could even mark that out, cut the disc into that particular shape, and then you could dome it. Yep, so you could actually dome it. Go on, yep.
Yeah, but Joan wanted to know how to pierce on a dome.
So, if you can mark out...
obviously that's the easier way to do it.
Yeah, so if you can mark out your piece of paper and mark these marks and transfer that onto a flat sheet with the shape transferred onto it and then dome it, the pattern will still be upon the dome, and then you just cut the shapes out. that would be the easiest way to do it. If you've domed the piece already and you've got to try and work out symmetry, I would look down on top of the dome and perhaps whatever the design is going to be, find your center point and looking down on top of the dome. So you're looking down in that direction. Now you can, in theory, could just mark on the dome where your lines need to be. Looking down on top, you could then just use a very fine marker and say mark off these patterns looking down from on top. But if you can remember to do it before you dome it, it's going to make your life a lot easier. Plus, if you're trying to pierce out the dome this way, it's really difficult, because if you're trying to pierce and you're trying to pierce this area here, you can only really support the dome on this half because you need access underneath to cut this area. So you don't have the stability because the dome is going to be dropping all the time. So that's why a lot of people, if they're making sort of like cages, two halves of cages to solder together, they will do that first. They will pierce this out first of all, then they will dome it into that shape, because it's going to make life a lot easier to do. But if you've done it already, look down on top, you should be able to work out symmetry in that way. You have to do it by freehand because you can't lay a ruler down, because the ruler is going to be moving all over the place. But you could use a pair of dividers along the bottom edge to get a nice even border all around, but look down on top and you should be able to get some symmetry that way. Yes, Lou.
Good. Penny says, are oxycons prone to stopping if damp? Mine is stored in my garage until I can get a larger studio converted.
Oh, do you know what? I really don't know. We keep our oxycon up here. It is cold in the front room. We've got no heating on in that front room. But it is cold, but it works. I don't know. I know somebody said they had problems with it sort of being damp on the back. I don't know. I would have thought our front room is cold. As I said, there's no heat in that front room until we go in and we turn the heating on. But it is cold and we've had no problem. I don't know what temperature it gets down to. If it's in a garage, it's going to be above 0. I would have thought you'd be okay. But perhaps if you're not using it, put some blankets over it, perhaps keep it warm that way. What? Well, just keep it, isn't it? Keep it warm. Keep it insulated.
Yeah.
Yes, keep it warm. That's what I would do, just be on the safe side. Definitely, yeah.
Blankets work.
Yeah, blankets would work. Yeah.
You can get things to keep like plants.
Yeah.
Warm, can't you? Stuff like that. Newspaper,
like fleece. Perhaps not fleece, but something thicker than fleece.
Yeah, something insulating there.
Yeah, okay. Definitely. Yeah, cool. I would have thought so. Yeah.
Sounded like you were tucking it in for the night, Andrew. Okay. Walt says, my older customers are asking for magnetic clasps instead of traditional lobster style. Yeah, they're so handy, aren't they? When I solder the jump rings to magnetic clasps, some magnetism is lost. Any suggestions?
You can use an arc welder to solder the jump rings, or a laser welder. But if you don't want to get the heat being transferred to the magnetic clasps, you can always put the magnetic clasp into a lump of thermogel or cool heat, which is a thermal barrier. So you would have your bench block here. Yep, you'd have a pile of cool heat by here. You would then put the magnetic clasp into the cool heat or the thermogel, just simply leaving the jump ring sticking out. And then here's the rest of the chain. And now you should be able to solder this without the heat being transferred to the clasp that is inside that thermogel. It acts as a barrier and stops the heat being transferred. Either that, or have a third hand on perhaps a base down here, and have the one half of your magnetic clasp down here with the jump ring up here, and then the rest of the chain dangling down here. So now the third hand is acting as a heat sink, and now you could solder your little air jump ring on the top of here without this getting too hot. or use a split ring. You can buy small little split rings. So instead of a jump ring being sort of that way with a little split in it, like where you twist it, they are split. Yep, so there's a few more, but they're actually split, and it's one complete, so it goes round once and around again, and then you just simply thread your chain and your magnetic clasp onto it, like a split ring. Let me just see if I got a split ring here. Here we go. So there we go. So these are split rings, yeah, that you put your keys on. So something like that would be ideal. Obviously not that size, but you can get them sort of 4, 5, 6 millimeters, and that would be ideal. So 3 different ways there to attach. Hopefully this is going to be protecting your magnetic clasp if you want to solder, but these little split rings work ideal in that situation. Yes, Lynn?
Good. Okay. AR Opal says, do you have a link to the company that has the filigree keepers used for keeping the wire in its design?
Line Punch Forge.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you have a link there?
I can get the link.
Yes.
Line Punch Forge in the US.
Yes.
Yeah. I will pop the link here.
Cool. So that is the web address. Christopher isn't there at the moment. He's in Tucson for a couple of weeks, so he won't be able to obviously dispatch any orders, but that is the company that we get our filigree sort of shapes and holders from. Very good. Fast delivery as well. Obviously it's not going to be fast, he's not there at the moment, but when he's there, fast delivery. Yes, yeah. Very good.
Good. Okay. Donald says, my mother lost 2 opal and diamond rings between one bedroom and another. Never found them.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. My dad lost his wedding ring.
He did.
For ages. And they bought another one, and it turned up under the bath. But he put the bath panel back on. He was obviously doing something to the plumbing and somehow lost his wedding ring and trapped it under the bath, and it wasn't until they had to go under the bath again for something else years later that it was found. Yeah, he wasn't popular that day with my mother, but here we are. That's another story. Damp in Welsh buildings. We stayed in an old farmhouse in August, and the place was still cold and damp in August. Wow. Helen lost a 1.5mm ruby. It's still missing. Probably stood on it and crushed it. Oh, yeah, probably.
Or stuck to the bottom. Stuck to the bottom of your shoe, and you've walked it out into the street, and there's a 1.5mm ruby something floating around.
Or it just fell in your sandwich and you've eaten it, or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. Hang on, I've lost my place now. Sorry.
There's glue you can use for the granulation.
Oh, there is, yes. Thank you, Andrew. You may as well just carry on your own. Yeah. There is a glue that you can put on granulation to keep them in place while soldering. Oh, do you know what to use?
Yes. I've got it downstairs. It is a solution of... Do you know what? I will run down and get it. It's a mixture of copper, powdered copper something with something else. I'll run down and get it now. I've got it to mix up, but it'll hold the granulation together before you solder it.
Do you want me to go and get it?
You won't know what you're looking for.
Until I won't have a clue.
No.
Good.
Go on.
Julia says, my Oxycon had back against insulation sheddable, so I guess it was a bit of a chilly place with poor air circulation. The 2 Peter sounds a good idea.
Yes, it is.
Okay, Peter says, when bezel setting a small opal pendant, I've nicked the opal. It's a small nick, but my eye is drawn to it all the time. Can this be polished out in situ? And if so, what polish can I use?
So you can use... It's going to be very difficult to use anything that you would use on metal. So perhaps I would get some diamond paste. You can buy diamond paste in like a syringe. And if you put that diamond paste on a little bit of leather, the soft suedey side of leather. You can put the diamond paste on it and you can go over the opal and you should be able to bring the shine back up. We use a jewel tool, but the problem is then if it's a small opal, the jewel tool is pretty big and you may end up taking more of the opal off than what you need to. But if you can just polish the surface back up with a bit of diamond paste, I don't know what grade or grit, whatever you want to, micron it's called, whatever micron you want, I don't know. You'd have to ask somebody who does a bit of stone polishing, but something like that would be ideal, and just rub it back and forth on the opal and it should perhaps not get the scratch out completely, but it'll at least polish up the scratch so it's a bit shinier and not as noticeable. Yes.
I did the same with a moonstone, a little peach moonstone, and again it's tiny, but I'm just like,
it's there.
Nobody else has noticed.
It's there. Yeah. It's there.
But yeah.
It's there.
Janet says twisting. Oh yeah, cool. The spaghetti room, twisting wire round and round the mandrel, overlapping, etc. Soldering close, but in tube settings where they fit securely. Maybe even moving the wires, soldering into place.
Oh, okay.
It's really cool. I'm like, try that.
I'll try that. I'm going to run down and get the stuff.
I might have a go. Sounds good.
You read out a question that you
Janet
can
says,
answer.
I've been wearing it for days now. Oh gosh, well, I've been wearing it for days now. Very comfortable and no stones have fallen out yet.
Very good.
Because I've been practicing my flush setting, haven't I? You have. And I don't know if we mentioned this the other week, but I'm paranoid about stones falling out. And Andrew says the test is try and push them out from the back. But I think I test them a little bit too hard and I end up just pushing them out with force. And I think anything you push out, applying a force to, is going to come out the front if you push it out the back. And then it's kind of like not my confidence really with setting. But that's obviously a better way, is just wear it and then see if they come out. Or perhaps put them in the ultrasonic or give them a good cleaning. And then I suppose if they can withstand that, then if it's one that can go in the ultrasonic, obviously, then you probably find that it's going to be okay. But yeah, my own personal tests on my stone settings are far too rigorous, I think, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Good. So this is what I've got to make up. I've got some copper acetate and some clear fire gum. Clear, K-L-Y-R, fire gum. And you simply mix the two up together and it produces like a bluish sort of paste that then you put upon the piece. It really only works with fine silver because the copper makes the silver fuse together. So I haven't played with it yet, as you can see. I haven't mixed it up yet.
So is that the same stuff, the enamel adhesive?
This could well be, yes.
What is it called?
Clear fire gum.
Can I see how it's spelled?
K-L-Y-R.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I may have something that you want then.
No, I've got some on my own.
Have you?
Yeah.
What, have you got some of that? Have you? Oh, okay.
I think so. If it's the same stuff, I think it is.
Yeah. Because you've also still been practicing with your enamelling as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not as easy as you first think.
It's not, is it? No. You think it's going to be easy, but...
Like everything else that other people make look really easy. You're like, yeah, I could do that.
Because we saw a very nice... what was the lady's name? Mia. Wasn't it? Mia.
I think you took a picture. My memory is so terrible, that's why I collect cards, but her enamelling was absolutely beautiful.
Nice,
all of her work, everything on her booth was absolutely beautiful.
That was yesterday's trip to the NEC. What was that? Where were we? Was it that one? No. Was it that one? It was after that. But yeah, that was nice, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Perhaps it was. Perhaps I didn't take it. I thought I did. Thought I was videoing her. Perhaps I didn't. I don't know.
Did you not?
I don't know. But yeah, we'll find that. Oh, there we go. You're talking. Here we go. Mia something creations. Oh, here we go. Here you are. Here we go. Sorry, hang on a second. I'm just trying to find. Do you know at the bench? Well, obviously. Obviously, if it still spin round, I'll find a name. But she got some lovely enamelled work.
This is why it took us so long at the show, because
there we go.
I can talk, and my God, Jasmine's 10 times worse, isn't she? So,
and it's me, Mijous.
yeah, she was lovely.
Mijous Creations. Go and check her out. Nice pieces, nice enamel pieces.
Gorgeous.
Simple, but lovely and effective. Yes, she made the pieces just look so easy, didn't they? But I'm sure they're not. Because enamelling is hard.
So as I'm finding out.
As you're finding out.
But everything I'm doing, I'm learning.
Exactly.
So
there's no such thing as failure.
Exactly. So
and it's good to play. It's good to experiment. You get to know. Yeah, perfection comes from disasters, doesn't it?
Exactly. It's like Friday, we shut at 5, and I was like, I'm just going to have an hour of just free play. So I did, didn't I?
Yeah, it's good. You do well.
I try. I do try. But then I think I need to think, because at the moment I'm just putting enamel on metal and firing it and trying different techniques and just, I don't know. I think I need to think of something that I want to make with enamel
and work
towards that, rather than just putting enamel on metal. And because I'm using copper now, and it looks different on copper. Obviously, it's something to do with the oxides, and I need to think of something to make, and just like you say, work towards that.
Yes.
Because at the moment I'm just
throwing everything.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yelena says, what would be the best way to reverse oxidation from the small commercial chain? I did not like the result of oxidation. I used liver of sulfur.
Okay, so I think by putting in an acid, a warm acid, it's going to get rid of any oxides, especially as liver of sulfur is an oxide. You will get it off the chain. Pickle, safety pickle, warm, put it in that should clean it. And also what should clean it is a jewellery cleaner or a jewellery dip. Connoisseurs, Town Talk, something like that, Goddard's, Silver Dip, anything like that, because that is specifically made to remove tarnish and oxides from silver. So something like that would be great. It may leave a little bit of a matte finish on the chain, but you should be able to just wipe it down with a cloth, or just get a scratch brush, like a brass brush, with some warm soapy water to go over the chain, just to bring that little bit of shine back onto the chain, and you should be fine with it. Yes.
Use like a little bit of Glanol or something like that.
Glanol would be great. I don't think it's going to be as good as an actual dipper solution that would get into all the nooks and
I mean, if
crannies.
you've pickled it, it's likely to go a bit whitey, isn't it?
Yes.
You might have an opposite problem where
then you need to scratch brush it down.
you'd
with
scratch
the,
brush with you rather than
scratch
Glanol.
brush. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely, yes. Yeah. Good one.
Good. Yeah. Don't use your flat shaft Dremel or anything like
Never.
that. Yeah. Because it's just gonna.
Too dangerous.
Yeah.
Far too dangerous.
Either hurt your eye or you
Hand.
slap you, or just break the chain.
Never use rotary when you're polishing chain.
Good. So yeah, that will help that. Lou is saying, can you tell me what size a bench pin should be? I have two. One I bought with a clamp that is fairly small, and one that came with my new jeweller's bench. I am unable to use the clamp because it won't fit. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm going to get one now. I just ran off. Let me see.
Is it preference, Andrew? Can't hear me. Crash my wallet.
Sorry, guys. So
when we say bench pin, we mean
peg.
Is it the same as bench peg?
Yep.
Yeah.
So traditionally, there's nothing really. It's not traditional, is it? It depends upon the clamp that your peg or pin is going into. Really, the GRS ones that we've got here are pretty standard. There we go, that one going. So the width of the The width of the peg here is 55 millimeters, or that is just about 2 1/8 of an inch. That's usually the width. The length of the usable surface is just over 4.5 inches, so that's going to be about 12 centimeters. And the end here. This is quite an important thickness here as well. With the GRS Benchmate system, this is just about the right size to go in. With the GRS, it's got a couple of extra, a screw here to hold that in place and a screw on the side. So when that turns over, it's really going to hold onto the peg really, really well. The problem is with a lot of benches, they just rely upon a slit in the front of the bench, and there is no way of really securing your pin in that gap unless you drill up from underneath to hold the pin into position. Let's cut myself. I got my hands on a big Italian bench many years ago, and I forgot to send the bench pin back. And I'm not going to make any jokes about Italians or anything like that, but this bench pin is huge compared to that one. And that fitted in, and that is absolutely massive, as you can see. It's virtually half the width again, as you can see, and it's looking around about 1/4 or longer. So there is no real standard. We supply these bench pins, we supply them in our store, atthebench.store. They're pretty much a standard size. If you've got a clamp, have I got one over here? I don't. You can often get a clamp that clamps onto the bench, that the bench pin goes in. Sometimes they are a lot thinner. So you have to buy then the specific bench pin to fit that particular clamp. But if it's, as I say, the traditional, the GRS ones, these are the pins to buy. I think they're made out of beechwood, which is nice and compact grain. It's not open. This is beech as well on this one here. So that tends to be the right. You can get bench pins made of pine, all sorts of woods. They tend to be a little bit too soft, and they give a little bit. They don't resist any dents or anything like that. They're quite soft, but I would always buy one of these pins that are made out of beech. It seems to be the industry standard. Yes, Louise.
Good. Victoria says I have some silver ballet, silver lightweight 1-hole bead with cap from Cookson's. I wanted to solder them onto wire for a bangle ends. Are these suitable for this?
I'd say yes. The problem with hollow ball.
I've got a picture.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, 1 second.
The problem with hollow balls
Would
is
you like
that
to take a look at the...
being hollow,
Not yet.
they will dent. And especially the balls now that you get from Cookson's, they are very, very, very thin. And the slightest tap on a solid surface will dent them. So you've got to be really, really careful with them these days. Years ago, they used to be a lot thicker. No, it's okay. So what I would do is...
Do you want the picture?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, nice nails.
Sorry. Laptop, there we go. Can you enlarge that for me? Again? Okay. Cups on them as well.
Cool, aren't they?
Yeah, I haven't seen cups on them before. So what you've got to do is that your bangle is coming around. Yep, coming around like this. I'm going to make mine like a D section. Okay, so here's like the D section here. That's going round. So then what I'd be inclined to do, I'm going to draw it over this way as well, like this. That's going around that way. So when you solder the ball on here, try and make it so the hole is going to be in this area. So we've got like this. So that's the end of the wire. So where the hole of the ball is, try and get the hole in that area so it's by there. So you're looking at the ball, the hole is here, and the bangle then comes around. So you're soldering over the hole. If there's no hole in that ball at the moment, you need to put a hole into it before you put any heat onto the ball. If there's a hole in it already and you're soldering it onto the end of a piece of metal, that's fine. But if it doesn't have a hole, you've got to drill a hole in it beforehand, because when you heat the ball up, the air inside will expand. If there's no way out for the air inside to come out quickly, the whole thing will explode. So always make sure you drill a hole. It has to be something like a 1 millimeter. It can be really, really small. But when you're soldering that onto the bangle, it's okay to solder over the hole because the air is already hot and expanded in the ball, so it isn't going to blow up. So that's how I would solder that onto a bangle. And yes, you should be fine with it. But take good care. I would not put the flame anywhere near the ball. I would put the flame on the bangle because the mass in this is going to be great. It's a bigger piece of metal. And I would just simply tease the flame. So perhaps I would have the flame by here. Yep. Okay, so it's not on the ball, but it has a little bit of heat coming from the edge of the flame, just warming up the edge of the ball. So when this gets to the right temperature, that'll be the right temperature. And the solder that you've already sweat soldered onto the end of the bangle, and don't forget the end of the bangle, it may have to be slightly scooped to allow for the shape of the ball. So looking down on top, the end of the bangle would be that sort of shape to match the ball. Sweat solder metal, gold, silver, whatever it is you're using onto the face. Do it that way, so as soon as this gets the right temperature, that's the right temperature, the solder will flow between the two.
Good.
Excellent.
Good. Okay.
Shall we end there?
Janet's got a question about advice on pearls for granddaughter's 16th/school prom ball.
Okay.
Seed or synthetic cost, etc. I'll buy a UK one over in Eastern, not in Spain. No idea Shrewsbury shop or cost. I don't know in Shrewsbury. Because we would go towards Iona Biggins.
Yeah.
Is it Iona Biggins?
Ilona.
Iona or Ilona Biggins. So I don't know of anywhere in Shrewsbury. I do know there is some lovely antique shops and second-hand shops in Shrewsbury. So you may be lucky. What?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Yeah, no. There's a huge one which is absolutely brilliant.
And what's it called?
And I can't remember the name of it. And I think we've had
Monkey?
this conversation on Q&A.
Octopus?
No, Top Banana. You're
Top
thinking
Banana,
of the one in Top Shum.
Oh yeah, I can't remember now.
Yeah, the Top Banana. No. There was one,
Oh,
there was one in Shrewsbury.
Downstairs.
And you made me come away from there because we had to go to a meeting. Yeah.
Yes.
But and I was getting it's huge. So I like looking for beads and bits and pieces in places like that. So you might find some pearls which are a little bit dirty, but you can clean them up with just a little bit of water and cotton bud. That might be. But in terms of looking specifically in Shrewsbury, I don't know, but I can tell you this. And I'm just thinking we need to go back there now.
It's just off the main street, and it's a doorway, and you go down steps, metal steps, and you go down 2 flights of stairs, downstairs, and it is vast.
Because I bought beads in here on Y, haven't I?
You have,
just
yes.
like little dilapidated necklaces, which you can obviously restring or just, I don't know, just keep because they're nice.
Just keep an eye out if they are coated. Just keep an eye out on the coating that isn't flaking off and too badly damaged.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? You'd have to really have a good old look. You can usually tell old beads that are synthetic pearls.
Yes.
But then some synthetic pearls we see are in lovely condition and they've been really well looked after.
Yeah.
But I don't know if anybody can help, Janet, if you know anybody in Shrewsbury or that area that does
Yeah, it'd be
beads.
interesting to see.
But
yeah,
I know we've been talking about prom, haven't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I've got a lot of quite nice costume jewellery. See what you guys think, actually, because I mentioned it to my sister, my idea. And she said, why would they why would they hire? Basically, my idea was I've got quite a bit of lovely costume jewellery, vintage costume jewellery, which I was thinking we could hire for proms, display it nicely, just like a nominal, I don't know, £10 for admin and maintenance costs for the hire, and then a £10 deposit, which obviously we retain if it's not returned.
Yes.
And she said, why would they do that when they could buy something for not much more? And I don't know, how much is costume jewellery
I don't know.
nowadays?
It's a good idea.
I still think it's more than a tenner to buy. Like I know when I go into
gosh,
Zara,
yes.
places like that, I see things and I always look because
You got some lovely pieces though.
we've got some really nice quality costume jewellery. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think that's
An idea?
an idea, or do you think it's... Because I was thinking they could come with their mum and their dress and the idea was it's Auntie Lou's jewellery box. No, bear with me, but like people like to like show off their dress, don't they? And it can be like a bit of a exciting thing.
Put on
And match
social
up the jewellery.
media.
Yeah, and it's
That
kind
sort
of
of
like takes the fear out of going into a jewellery shop because it's Auntie Lou. And I don't judge. It doesn't matter if you lose it or break it. I'll just keep your deposit. But it's fine. It doesn't matter, does it?
Yes.
That's the, you know, it's...
You got some nice pieces.
Yeah.
Really nice pieces of costume.
And they most of the time when we have costume jewellery in, and we buy it and we give it to the charity shop because we don't deal in costume jewellery, but I've amassed some pieces which are just too nice to... That sounds really selfish now, doesn't it? But like I don't want to just... Yeah.
To throw away or to discard.
We just kept them because I like collecting jewellery. So, oh, thanks, Penny. Yeah, I just thought that...
Be a good idea.
Yeah, Helena said daughter-in-law hired a dress and had Amber's suite of jewellery, which she bought and still wears. That's lovely. And that's what we... Oh, thank you, Claire. Yeah, I was going to... And every year we say, oh, buy a piece of jewellery, a special gift for the prom, and because I gave my daughter a lovely necklace on it. I actually went to because we all went to see them off, didn't we? And she loved that because she doesn't wear the dress anymore. I don't think she's even got the dress, but she does wear the pendant.
Exactly, yes.
And it reminds her of her prom. And yeah, great idea, because how many times will they wear afterwards? And it's special for one. Yeah, well, that's what I thought, because they kind of like, a lot of them are show-stopping costume pieces, aren't they?
And they may be more likely to have something that's a little bit more flamboyant.
Yes.
At a cheaper price.
Yeah.
Knowing that if they bought it, they'd never wear it again.
Exactly.
But this is something that they could give back.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good idea.
We'll see.
We'll
Okay.
see. We'll see.
If you think it's a bad idea, please tell me. But I suppose if it's a bad idea, it's, you know, people just won't have it, will they? And it's not like I've really lost anything. So, yeah. Good. Because prom season is coming up fast, isn't it? And it's bigger in the UK now than it's ever been.
Oh gosh, yes.
And when I didn't really have a prom, I think we just all went into Cardiff and...
Got drunk.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Just went to the Astoria, which was the only nightclub in Cardiff at the time, really. Yeah, the only good one anyway at the time.
Very good.
It's, yeah.
Got some questions coming. I'll very quickly answer.
Yeah.
Yes, Louise is torch firing the enamel at the moment because the kiln's upstairs.
Yes.
So Louise is experimenting with that. If you want, Jane, if you want to buy some t-shirts, we have them on the store at atthebench.store. I don't think that particular sweatshirt is on there.
No, it's only me and Janet who've got these. Not Janet, sorry, Sandra. Me and Sandra have got one, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we do sell the t-shirts. We got polo shirts, like the polo shirt that I wear. Yes, I got this. Yeah. So we got them on atthebench.store. Go and check them out.
Good.
Good. Should we finish there?
Yeah, just to go back to my idea, I've just thought vintage. Vintage is quite trendy at the moment as well, isn't it? And it's sustainable. Yes. Sustainability.
Very good. Good.
I'll let you know how it goes anyway.
Yes. All very good.
Yeah.
Should we finish it there?
I think so.
Okay, brilliant. Everybody, next Monday we are not going to be here for a Q&A. It is a workshop. So it's going to be a workshop all about torque bangles. We're going to be looking at anti-clastic bangles, synclastic bangles. We're going to be using various pieces of equipment, delving stakes, bangle makers and so forth. We're going to be talking about that and how to put decorations onto bangles, tube settings and whatnot. We've got lots to show you that we've already made up, and we're going to be doing some demonstrations live on the workshop. That is Monday, next Monday, which is going to be the 10th of February. So
when will the emails
workshop.
come out, please?
Wednesday. Yes.
2 days.
In 2 days' time.
Good.
They're in the emails. So if you want to be notified when we have the workshops, go to atthebench.com, go to the free view section on the sign up, join us, free view. You get access to some of the free view films on there and some of the resources, and also you'll be notified when we do have these workshops. If you're a Freeview member, the workshops are £15, around about $18. If you're a member of At The Bench already, you have that included with your membership already. Excellent, thank you SGTube, that's really kind of you. Thank you Amco, very good. And it's 3 hours long. Yes it is, usually from 2 o'clock till 5 o'clock. Sometimes they run on and then they get edited down into short little chapters and they get put onto At The Bench so you can watch it again. So you don't have to watch it live.
And if you have a talk bangle dilemma or issue or problem or question, email it to me and we can see if we can resolve it for you.
Address it, yes. You can address it to Louise at andrewberry.co.uk and then we shall help you.
Oh, Helen! Hi, Helen.
Way.
Helen's here. Helen O'Connor.
Oh, Helen.
We love your YouTube channel.
We would like to come down and see you.
I would love that.
We
you could
would.
teach me the Kimihimo?
Yes.
Yeah, you'll have to watch Helen's videos on it because
On
I'm probably
YouTube.
saying it wrong. Brilliant, yeah.
Yes.
And Helen is like an absolute ray of sunshine.
She is, no matter what the weather.
Yeah.
So yes, Helen,
Lovely.
get in touch. We want to come down and see you.
Fab.
We want a few days away, so we'll come down towards...
Yeah, we'll just visit for an hour or so.
Oh yeah, not for days.
We're not coming for 3 days. Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, we'll come and see you. We'll come and see you in that part of the world. Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yes.
Just invited yourself. That's a bit rude, isn't it?
It is a bit. All right.
Good.
Excellent. Okay, everyone, enjoy the rest of your week. Don't forget to next Monday workshop. Stay tuned for all the bits and pieces that we have going on in the shop and to do with At The Bench. Anything else we need to say?
Probably, but I can't remember.
Can't remember.
So yeah, and I'm just starving now.
Yes, we need to go onto your laptop all the time there. So yes, good. We will see you next Monday. I'm on you again now. I'm all over the place. We will see you next Monday for our workshop. No Q&A next Monday. Take note. And enjoy the rest of your week. Look out for the emails regarding the workshop. They will be coming out to you on Wednesday. So everyone, enjoy the rest of your week. We will see you all very soon. Louise, say goodbye.
Bye. Send me your talk bangle questions, please.
Yes, everyone, you all take care. We'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.